hammer.
Yeah, I'm casting glaives.
Eat my hammer, come on.
No fucking way we get
Eat
it.
my hammer.
Yeah! Woo! Alright guys here, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna take a look at Assassination Rogues with the Venthyr Covenant here in patch 9.2. And you are going to play your Assassination Venthyr Rogue in the new raid sepulcher of the first ones. If you like and enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below, and subscribe for more good content. Alright guys, let's get on with the show. Alrighty guys here, so Venthyr Assassination, why do you want to play that? So Venthyr has a lot of benefits in terms of quick burst damage. You can get a lot of damage out really quickly, and it's still viable all throughout. Until, even though you have your 4-set bonuses and your dual legendaries, it's still going to be a lot of fun to play. The legendaries you might play might change depending on your gear and your sims, so don't forget to sim yourself. Tell me in the comments if you would like a guide on how to sim your character here, updated for the new patch, and what you might be on the lookout for. So what we want to do here to explain a bit about why Assassination is a really good spec, especially here for progression, and why a lot of people choose to play Venthyr. So that is we have a lot of uptime on our dots still, even though if we have to move away from bosses. And we have a lot of cleave, which benefits our single target, even since we gain more energy the more dots we have out. That is probably the #1 benefits to Assassination. Why play Venthyr? Venthyr have a lot of burst and a lot of potential to like quickly nuke down specific targets, which in progression scenarios where you need a lot of damage or a specific target, it could be, let's say you are a small casual guild, tipping into heroic, and you get to Simos artifice. So you go in, you're struggling with the ass. You Assassination Rogue thinks, it's called thinks. You think to yourself, I'm going to nuke down one of those big ass. Oof, now you can move on. So that's one of the benefits that lies with the Assassination Rogue. And with Venthyr, this person is going to be even better. Alrighty, so talents. So first up, we're gonna be playing elaborate planning on the first row. It is just simply the best, and it's also the easiest to play with. Next up, Master Assassin for a lot more burst. When we press vanish, so we can go into flagellation, vanish, damage on all the extra flash ticks and all the extra damage ticks with the envenoms. It's going to be really nice. Alternatively, on fights that have a lot of cleave, you want to be playing subterfuge, as you can vanish, get free roads up that takes from massive amounts. Also, you'll get your damage out or your bleeds out quicker, which increases damage, energy regen, and just gives you a better start on the fight. Extra again, we are gonna play Vigor. Vigor just to combat the massive energy costs of the Mutilate and all the other abilities for the Assassination Rogues. Ideally, we could also play Deeper Stratagem. It's a viable option if we have the energy for it. You can supplement this here with Blindside from the first row, although I do not recommend it. So get some haste first and then swap over to Deeper Stratagem once injury regain is no longer a concern playing that talent. Next up, Cheat Death. Doesn't really need much explaining. You get 1 extra life. Not that rogues needed, because we have Feint, Cloak of Shadows, Evasion, and a lot of other things to avoid dying with. Maybe some hunters or demon hunters could use that talent, like a auto turtle press. I don't know. Next up, we have either Prey in the Weak or Internal Bleeding. 2 really good talents that makes up for some really good damage increase in either scenario. So what we do is that we'll go in and we'll do some more damage with Internal Bleeding, get some more energy regen. Or on the other hand, we say, you know what, I'll actually help my team. And so like, let's say we are 14 DPS that each gets 10% damage increase for 6 or 7 seconds. There's 140% of one person's DPS increase. So Prey in the Weak, if you're playing in an organized team and people like know to swap to the stun targets and you need to nuke down a single target, add Prey in the Weak is definitely the better option. Or just be selfish and play Internal Bleeding and tell the other guys to do more damage. You ain't gonna do it for them, right? All right. So next up here, Electricity. That is what we are gonna be playing currently. Once we get our 4-set bonus, there might be some cool builds using Vendetta 4-set bonus that makes your bleeds take faster, and Exciting Grenade, which makes your bleeds take faster. So 2 + 2 = 8, I guess, or something like that. That's really bad math, and it's not correct. It's 2 × 2 = 4, or 2 + 2 = 4. Same thing, but faster bleeds plus faster bleeds equals really fast bleeds. That is what I want to say. Lastly, but not least, we are currently picking Poison Bomb on many targets, especially single target. If you're playing a cleave fight, Crimson Tempest is really good as well. Not mandatory, but really good, and is better in fights like the Pantheon. We're gonna have a lot of cleave for the entire fight, and a lot of cleave in the last phase. When you get your 4-set bonus and 2-set bonus, you might consider going Crimson Tempest instead of Poison Bomb, since those bonuses buff Crimson Tempest damage significantly. So sim your character and see what's best for you. All your haste and crit and other stats also varies this a lot, so keep that in mind. Both really fun talents to play with, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Alright here, so I'm just gonna explain the Soulbinds, and we know that we're playing venthyr from the title of this video. Let me just go in here and explain the Soulbinds really quickly and what we're going to be playing. So this is the setup that I'm currently playing, and that most people are going to be playing as the venthyr Assassination. So we are definitely gonna be taking Lashing Scars, because woo, the damage is just amazing, and the rest of the Assassination conduits is not really that great. Then most of these here are pretty optional. I prefer to have Shadow Step cooldown reduction, is really nice, and the bit extra range, it's really good. Recuperator, I mean, self-healing, useful in almost any scenario. Cost of cheap shot, distract if you need to stun something during a fight. It could be worth. This is not something you will be playing a lot. There's all the other finesse conduits you could be playing prepared for all. But again, that also requires you to have certain things happening in the fight. So it's kind of a case-by-case scenario, and it's teeny benefit. And it's kind of optional, right? You don't have to pick them. You could take those out. It wouldn't really make a difference to your damage. So we are going to be playing Dauntless Duelist. So in cleave fights, this is something you need to be aware of. You put this on one target and it stays on that target, and that will be the first target you hit, and they will take 3% more damage until they are either dead or out of the fight. In case of the Pantheon, when they jumps away, this resets, so you will have it up and can put it on another guy or girl. There's 2 chicks on that fight too. Hey, I don't make the rules, but Dauntless Duelist definitely a must, because it is such a powerful damage increase, but definitely something to be aware of, that you don't end up putting it on the wrong target. Potentially get a weak aura to like handle this. Then we have Well-Placed Steel. Must have, increases the nature damage done against the target by 20%. That's half all of your damage. It's really strong Well-Placed Steel. Definitely something that you want to pick. And we want to pick Fatal Forward to gain some extra damage on the Euphoria. So we'll gain haste and crit if we spec correctly with the Euphoria. 20% haste for 10 seconds and 20% crit for 10 seconds. Or reverse, whichever we have the highest of. So absolutely insane for Assassination Rogue, which is why we are playing Nadia and not Theater as you would play in many other specs. So you can see I have my sub build here. This is the one I use for generally rating and Mythic Plus. If I play with PvP, I go over here instead. So that is it for this Soulbind and how you can build that. Alrighty guys, here. So the opener. First step, make sure you have your poisons enabled. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage as Assassination if you don't have poisons enabled. Second step, go to stealth. As you can see here, we've moved the abilities from Trophy GCD up here, so you now can see what the hell I'm pressing. So the opener goes as follows. We're going to ambush, mutilate, then we're going to rupture with 4 or 5 combo points. And we are going to corrode, and we're going to slice and dice with 1 combo point. Really important though, we don't waste the combo points here, as we only need 1 point on slice and dice, and then we can fill it up with envenoms afterwards. After we've done that, we're going to mutilate a couple of times. We're going to get some combo points. We're going to press Vendetta. We are going to press use cooldown or use trinket, and we're going to press flagellation. We're going to press shiv, vanish, and venom, so we get as much damage as possible into the go. So let me show you that. All right, are you ready to go? We are gonna, there we go, combo points. We got that, we got the rupture, we got the corrode, 1 combo point, slice and dice. All right, so a little correction here. We're gonna shiv now, vendetta, flash, vanish, and venom. That's how it goes. All right, let's pop it up and do some damage here. Yes sir. We're gonna rupture, we're gonna corrode, keep that up. And that is how you open as the Assassination Rogue. Other than that here, the rotation just goes as follows. We keep our dots up, we use our shiv on cooldown, and we want to make sure here we don't have to refresh rupture while shiv is active. because that will lose damage on our envenoms, which is our big hits when we want the damage bonuses. Other than that, we just want to keep slicing dice up. We'll do that automatically with envenom. So you want to make sure here we pool our flagellation, so we have it ready for when we place vendetta, and the same with our unused cool trinket. Depending on what trinket you have, you might want to like think about, will I get another use of the trinket or not, or do I want to wait for having it? In cases where we have the first sigil, you want to use it on the pole, and you want to make sure if you have your vendetta ready for that, if you're gonna get another use out of it, because that 5-minute cooldown trinket gonna do a lot of damage, and it's gonna be really good. Other than that, the rotations are pretty much the same as it's always been. So that is it for the opener and a little bit about how you play your assassination rogue. So now here we're going to talk about how you can build your assassination rogue, what gear and what stats you want to pick for the spec here, and how you get that done. All right, so stats. You want to pick crit and haste. Those are your two best stats over haste and over verse and mastery. The reason is shield fate and the way that assassination works with your venomous wounds that increase your energy regen per bleed tech on poison targets. Amazing for haste, as haste more energy, which means more bleed damage, which also means more energy, which means more damage. Yes, please, shield fate and more combo points. Less energy needed to get stuff rolling, which means more damage. Right, so really well. Crit haste, that is what you want on your assassination rogue. So the legendaries, right? There's a few options. Let's get the obvious ones out of the way. Doomblade, really good. Just nice passive amount of increase of damage done to your envenom hits, and also an extra bleed, which means a little bit extra energy regen. Real nice and does a lot of damage. So in the other ones where we have more things, it's the obedience one, which we'll also get as our secondary legendary of the venthyr assassination rogues, which is really good. We'll also get another choice. So if you have the obedience, use it. I don't recommend crafting a new one. Other than that, we have the cooldown reduction Dustwalker's patch, which means that your vendetta will drop cooldown whenever we spend energy, which is really good and synergizes really well with our foresight bonus. And once you have your foresight bonus, that is definitely going to be a good choice. Other noteworthy ones are the dashing scoundrel, which were part of the dashing snow build that we had in the last raid tier, which was really good. However, it's still it's a bit meh without the frost shots, so I don't recommend that. However, it's still worth, if you have it, you can use it. So other than that, we are having our execute soldier insignia, which works really well on fights where you need execute damage. So go ahead and pick that. If you need execute damage for the fight, it's not going to be the best DPS increase, but it's certainly going to make you a better player and help you kill that damn raid boss. If you're starting Anduin in the last phase, get it on. If you can't get through the last phase because you swap your legendary, I don't know, then your raid stream is really sad. So other than that, let's talk about trinkets. So trinkets, we have passive and the unused trinkets that we are using here as always. So passive trinkets, Violet Purification comes as no surprise to absolutely no one. Infinitely Diversible Ooze, also really good. And the Decanter on Soul Layers, which is new here from the new Mythic Plus dungeon, if you can get it at a high item level, which also buffs a little bit on your teammates. So definitely some choices to be made. The holy grail of the trinkets for the assassination rogues this patch is going to be the first sigil, as it's going to be with a lot of classes. Holy fudge, that's a lot of versatility, even though it's not our best stat. But since we don't have as much of it already, we are not going to get diminishing return with all that verse, which is amazing. So definitely worth to take a look at. Quantum Device, also really good on used trinket. Same with Faulty Countermeasure, Shadow Grasp Totem, and the Earthbreaker's Impact from the last tier. If you have a Salvage Fusion Amplifier, that can also be really well if you still have it at mythic item level. It is still really strong trinket. Definitely go in there, check those out. Alrighty guys, here, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you're looking for something else to watch, maybe check out some of our other guides. I did a Mythic Plus for sub-rogues, and maybe if you want to learn how to skip Anduin, I made a video on that too. So you can check that out too. Alright, once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the live stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!